12:15 on the clock. We just saw Kemper throw down another solid number, a 5.67. Here comes Toledo, now needing an 8.24. Nice push off that bottom turn, hammering that section there. Known as one of the fastest surfers in the world in performance conditions. And he's picking his points well on this wave. His best before that was a 4.6. Rosie, what'd you think?
And you can see those little pumps down the face. This is a smaller wave. And see those little readjustments along the way. This is the most comfortable I feel like I've seen him surf on a wave out here. And he's finding his feet. And if he can slow the body movements down and get his timing right and sync it with this wave, this really does suit him perfectly.
The rail control too, and just watching where he places his bottom turn, always coming from behind the section and timing it so well. I think that's so important for Filipe, not getting out ahead of it, well paced, well timed, and just a couple beautiful hacking maneuvers. Also showing some variation on some similar sections, which is really cool.
Under his priority, get him thinking about you. But for Filipe, the signs are good, mate. The surfing's great, and he's got another chance.
Pulls the trigger on this one. Toledo. Nice, solid power gouge. Last year's runner-up in the world. Drills it off the top again. Highlighting that lip line. Feeling solid. Easily a 4.84. We'll see the lead change with 7 minutes to go.
He did not. He caught this one, Rosie, and it was a beauty.
Oh, look at this thing. I mean, that wave face just so smooth, allowing him to really negotiate through every maneuver. And he gets to pick and choose what he's going to do with this wave. I feel like there was no hesitation in his surfing. It was smooth, clean throughout. He's got the 8.0 in his scoreline. I'm interested to see where this number goes because those rail lines held so beautifully and just such an impact on this wave.
His ability to manage flow. I think we broke down that a lot at the WSL finals. When it comes to the high performance act of a lot of the best, he often wins with flow in between major radical maneuvers. Really trying to hang on back to Toledo, quickly whipping that section off the top. Drawing a huge power gouge off the lip, and he's feeling good about that one.
He should feel good about that one. That was pretty intense, that wave. The two-turn combination from Italo. That's been a recipe for success out here at Sunset. He's feeling it. I mean, to have your opponent start out as strong as what Ethan has and to fight back the way that Filipe has, that gets the competitive juices flowing.
So much energy in both of these maneuvers. Which one did you like better?
Oh, that's like picking a favorite child. I mean, look at this. I think it's always just so impactful, that last maneuver, the way that he really throws everything at it. I love that layback up.
The direction of the swell has changed, allowing for better shape and more peaks, just like this.
Toledo off the bottom, stalling, dragging the bum. He gets some nice coverage on the backhand. He's looking for something in here. Goes for a massive rotation. It is buttery, soft and smooth as you like. The crowd loves it. And that is beautiful surfing from Filipe Toledo. Deep, critical tube, massive air with the rotation.
And admire it on the replay. First, let's just start with a barrel ride. Toys with the foam ball, projects down the line, looks at this ramp, gets the ramp, full rotation, and really stomps the landing. No problem for Filipe Toledo. Love this above the water angle, and we're going to see fireworks at the end of this. This is what Toledo brings to the game, is that kind of acrobatic surfing, and even better to enjoy this in slow motion. So there's a little bit of everything, dragging the body, a little bit of a foam ball ride there, not super deep, but that's a barrel nonetheless. Looks down the line, identifies the ramp, throws it up there.
As we have another look at this flawless scene in front of us, Bugs.
Yeah, and here we go.
Filipe winding up, hard off the bottom. There's an aggressive forehand carve. Drills it again. Toledo in motion. Nice top turn over the roof. And now setting up the end of this wave. Toledo is a magician in sections like this. He'll just pace with a frontside carve. Now heating up. Looking for a good closeout section. Nice clean off the top. Hits it again. Toledo stays on his feet. His best wave so far. Kaipo, Guerrero, whatever Toledo's riding looks perfect for the conditions today. Really fresh layback approach. Comparing that quickly to Toledo.
Yeah, well, Toledo's just more of a sort of a carving from the top. I mean, he's just absolutely amazing. 3 huge moves on the bowl. And then of course he goes to work again. No one does this transitional over the fat section better than Toledo. He always finishes his waves well at bells, and tell you what, he started this one unbelievably. This is one of the best rides I've seen today.
Tagging his points well, Toledo stays on his feet as we go back to the power of Filipe again.
Yeah, and an 8.83, a well-deserved wave. I thought he just raised the bar a notch on this one, Joe. You got to love it when this man's on fire. He is unstoppable, and this has gone to a new level for sure.
Same thing for Morgan. He will always be able to talk about the 2 heats he surfed and won against John Florence. He has an opportunity in the next heat to claim a 3rd victory over the 2-time world champ, and he'll have his hands full. John's been on fire, as has this man, Toledo. The Brazilian starts off with a couple of big hits, already has a 7.57 in the bank, and he'll add to it with this ride. It's going to easily get rid of his throwaway score, the first wave of the heat. And he, again, is a guy that can actually really increase his heat score or wave score with a big finish on the inside. Well, everyone else is going to be looking for Toledo's ski because it seems to be a little bit quicker. But let's dive into the replays. This one came through in the excellent range based on the power and the precision that he executed on the outside.
Yeah, well, you know, what I called on that one was that I liked the fact that Toledo's going a bit deeper. He went for a medium-sized wave. He got 2 major manoeuvres on the bowl. That was the difference. And then, of course, this finish here is a softer finish by his standards.
Filipe is a little bit more charismatic, a little bit more how Parko competed, really fun and energetic, as we see Phil paddling in this one.
Getting things started early, Toledo. Nice, clean swoop off the bottom. Steep section here, and he hammers the section. So swift in transition through that carve, and again leans on the rail hard, and he hammers it. Big layback, great variation shown already. What a start for Toledo. Knows he needs to put the foot down. John Florence has come off the 2 highest scoring heats of the contest so far, and one of the highest scoring heats we've seen this season. And Toledo's not done with this one. If anyone's going to throw something big on the end section, it's this guy. It's a clean finish and a big way to really grab this heat by the throat and give it a good squeeze.
Oh my gosh, that was unbelievable surfing from Filipe Toledo. How about opening your heat with that exchange? Looks like he's jumped off the dark arts. How was that check turn to start things off, to get him in position for that one? Huge opening arc to start things off. That thing there was one of the best carves we've seen all week. He follows it up with another one. And that 4th turn was absolutely hammer time. And then Filipe comes through to the inside. He knows right now. He already knows he's got a huge score. Puts a little sugar on the end of it. And we're going to see an excellent score drop here.
Might have to change the scale, make it 20 points.
Well, a good heat on paper. You know, it needs a good start, and Filipe provided that. Unbelievable turns, Mick, and just the confidence he built down the line.
Yeah, like you just saw this wave actually stood up. It had clean faces every time he went up into it. Look at that.
Oh, just pedal to the metal the whole way through.
It's just incredible. And it had that cup the whole way and allowed him to just go absolutely nuts. This next turn's my favourite one. But you have a look at the rail of his board. It's from the nose all the way to the tail. He's driving through. This turn is absolutely loony.
You picked up, Mick, on the board change, but look at that. Just he actually dug the nose in, stabbed it in there, released the fins, and he really will be able to open up soon. Let's look at the replay here. Filipe stretching out on that long, grinding roundhouse cutback, up and over the foam again, coming from behind it, straight back into the pocket, so good variety to this point. Shows some patience here, and then jams the full wrap. Streaking down the line, we knew what he was setting up for. Bang! Hits the alley-oop, comes down without a hiccup, doesn't lose any speed at all, and then goes righto, another section. Let's hit it again and then just go for that frontside rotation that he just has on absolute lockdown. Great aerial view there, and you could see the whole bottom of his board. Full rotation, and then streaking down the line here. So taking advantage of these little cupped out sections towards the shoreline. Just using the wind to his advantage, Joe. And most aerialists, they'll sort of shy away from the airs, really, when we have this strong offshore wind. But Filipe has this ability to keep his board well and truly glued to his feet.
So impressed. I don't know if a wave could really explain that he is the king of variety on tour more than this one.
Another note, this wasn't a huge set wave either in terms of what we've seen at Rincon. This was a sort of smaller to medium-sized wave.